back to Journey to Point. So today I'm just going to wrap up this racism in ballet series. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you to everybody that commented and gave their feedback as far as their own experiences with racism in ballet and with dance in general. So thank you so much for that. That really just reinforces a lot of the things that I've been saying over part 1 and part 2 about how racism in ballet affects Black dancers and dancers of color. So thank you guys for that feedback. So that really just helped to reinforce just about how much work we have to do and how far we have to go to break down those race lines and just break through and get a little bit more accepted into the ballet world. So thank you guys for that. But let's go ahead and jump into our final topic, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so like I said, today we're going to go ahead and wrap up this series about racism in ballet. So today's topic is basically going to be about the progressions and some of the improvements that we're starting to see within the ballet and the dance world, and some of the strides they're trying to go ahead and start taking to be a little more inclusive of Black dancers and dancers of color. And I'll also provide you guys with some more resources in the description box where you can learn a little bit more about racism in ballet and how it affects dancers of color and Black dancers. So first I'm going to talk about point shoes and tights and how we're starting to see a little bit more progress as far as inclusion for Black dancers and dancers of color in the ballet world. So if you remember in that first video, I talked about how Black dancers have to use a technique called pancaking their shoes. So basically that's when they take makeup and they coat the shoe all over with makeup, basically to resemble their own skin tone. But now we're starting to see more dancewear companies and point shoe companies creating these darker colored point shoes, basically to resemble darker skin tones and to be more inclusive of us Black and brown girls out there. So whoop whoop. So something that stood out to me when I was doing research about some of the progressions and developments that are starting to come about with racism in ballet and how they're trying to be a little bit more inclusive. So there was an article that talked about how long it's taken for us to even get to this point to have dancewear companies and point shoe companies to even create a darker shoe color. It took 200 years. 200. But anyway, I guess, better late than never, but hey, here we are. And this just reiterates the fact that there aren't very many Black dancers. We're really a rarity in ballet, but we coming. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this beautiful Afro-Brazilian ballet dancer by the name of Ingrid Silva. And she still pancakes her shoes, but she did comment that she thought it was refreshing that these dancewear companies are starting to make point shoes in darker colors. It's like I said, it's been a long time coming for them to even do this, to be a little more inclusive, but she does still pancake her shoes, and she has a YouTube channel and everything, and she'll show you how to pancake your shoes and everything. She does tutorials, but even with that, she was spending so much money with pancaking her shoes over the course of her dance career that the makeup company that she actually uses the most often to pancake her shoes, they started to support her and offer the products for free for her. So I thought that was pretty dope. So some of the companies that will be offering darker point shoe colors will be Capezio, Freed, Gaynor Mendon, and Block just recently announced that they'll be adding more colors to their inventory starting this year. And as far as dance tights go, they're really starting to expand their inventory as far as flesh tone colors and darker colors for us Black and brown dancers out there as well. So I know Capezio is another huge company that's really been supportive of this whole movement to be more inclusive, to create darker skin tone and flesh tone colors for Black dancers and dancers of color. But there's also another company that I came across. So there's this beautiful dancer that by the name of Brazen Brown. She's located in Atlanta, Georgia, but she has her own company as well for dance wear. So she offers leotards, tights, jazz shoes, contemporary shoes, and ballet slippers as well, but she offers them in the darker flesh tone colors for Black dancers. So I thought that was really beautiful. So I'll leave all of that information in the description box below so you guys can go check her out, especially because it's Black owned. So turn up for that. Go ahead, Miss Brazen Brown. I'm so super duper proud of you for that. That's something we need to see in the ballet and dance world period, is just more Black owned businesses. So some other improvements and developments that are kind of coming along with in racism in ballet, it really deals with the topic I talked about in part 2 in my last video about the use of blackface and yellowface within ballet. So a lot of dance companies are starting to join the bandwagon and really see this as a real issue. So they're starting to sign petitions and sign pledges that their dance company will not use blackface or yellowface. Actually, let me go back, because I didn't see anything about any petitions or pledges being signed against the use of blackface, but I did see it against the use of yellowface. So we're starting to make some progress a little bit here. Hopefully we can get some more dance companies to sign some pledges and petitions to go against the use of blackface in ballet as well. So if you're really thinking about some of the things that I've said from part 1 up until now, you're kind of starting to think, how can I get involved? What can I do to help this issue and push things along as far as progressions and developments to really be more inclusive in the dance world and ballet as well? The one thing that I would say is just to use your voice. You have a voice. So this goes for dancers and teachers as well. Just use your voice. So if you're seeing things within your own studio, like microaggressions or just outright insults or racial slurs, stop it, cut it off right at the head. Like, you have to hold people accountable to their actions. If you don't, that really kind of reinforces their actions and they think that it's okay to do it. So as soon as you see it or as soon as you hear about it, go ahead and nip it at the bud. So that can be one way that you can get involved and kind of help move things along. Another thing, so like I said, going back to the blackface issue, since I didn't find anything as far as petitions or pledges or anything like that against the use of blackface in ballet, I think that could be another way that people could get involved and kind of push things along as far as racism and just to stop the use of blackface. It's racist, period. So we got to stop that. So that could be another way that you can get involved as well. All right, guys, so that wraps up this racism in ballet series. I really wanted to end on a lighter note, especially because last week was so heavy. At least it was for me, just kind of going back through and looking back at some of the research and the articles that I found about the use of blackface and yellowface within ballet. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little heated, so I wanted to end on a lighter note today and just talk about the developments and improvements that are going on within racism in ballet. And like I said at the beginning, I'll leave all of the resources below in the description box for you to check that out. So if you want to learn more about racism in ballet or about the developments and the progressions that have been taking place, you can see that in the description box below. And I'm super excited about next week's video, so make sure y'all tune in again next Wednesday. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell so you don't miss any new content from me. And until next time, we'll be facing fears forever together.